Hello and welcome to tonight's SBC News. The healthcare service is on high alert after they received 40 patients this morning who reported with symptoms of nausea, headaches, soreness, and even some who had symptoms of anxiety. The cases followed the gas leak incident that happened this morning. Of the 40 patients, 4 received care at the Montfleury casualty and the remaining 36 received care at the English River Hospital. All 40 patients have been released.
Most of the patients had mild symptoms. They were thoroughly evaluated, assessed, and then treatment was initiated. Most of them had treatment that includes to control the pain for the headache, but nebulizer for the respiratory symptoms. We, at the casualty, there were only 4, so we managed to cope with the 4 without mobilizing any other resources. For the English River cases, as there were 36, it overwhelmed our casualty, accident and emergency. So what we did was to mobilize the resources within English River itself so that we can effectively put the situation under control. And that was done within a very short period of time. All patients were treated and discharged. There were no patients who were admitted to the hospital. We had about 20 students from the secondary school at the Perseverance Secondary School. Then we had also some couple of staff from the judiciary facilities at Iljipor, and then there were some other adults. There was a lady who was on the bus stop who didn't feel well. Then we also had some staff from the secondary Perseverance School. We're still on high alert, both at the English River and at the casualty, and also and we know that people are going back to their homes, and if there are any respiratory symptoms that they feel, we have Anse-Boileau and Anse-Royal in the south and west that opens 24 hours. If they don't feel well, they can report there. And we also have English River that opens up to 10 p.m. It will be available to receive any patients who's having respiratory symptoms.
And several institutions closed early this afternoon following a gas leak incident in the Perseverance and Iljipor region. The first report of a gas smell came from the court at Iljipor, which contacted the Fire Safety and Rescue Services Agency, SFRSA, around 11:15 this morning. SFRSA determined that the smell was not coming from inside the building, but the court remained closed for the rest of the day to ensure the safety and well-being of their staff. The Ile Perseverance Secondary School and the Independent School also closed early. Around 16 students from the Perseverance Secondary School were transported to the hospital for medical attention. SFRSA and DRMD have said that their investigation was inconclusive and they have not been able to identify the source of the smell. However, they will continue to monitor the situation.
DRMD, together with the Seychelles Fire and Rescue Services, we have conducted a reconnaissance mission throughout the whole area to determine the origin of the odor or the gas that had been released and was affecting people. And so far, it has been inconclusive. We've visited all possible storage areas, industrial areas, where we know for a fact that they do actually have heavy chemicals, and nothing has been observed. Local government, together with the police, has also gone round interviewing a bit of people around within Perseverance area, and the conclusion is that the origin of the odor that was affecting people is actually inconclusive. But we remain on a standby stance, monitoring the situation.
The prosecution has filed amendments in its case against Ralph Volser. Last week, Volser was charged with criminal trespass in relation to his presence on the Air Seychelles premise on March the 31st. The original charge stated that Volser ignored directives and did go onto the Air Seychelles premise. And Volser says that the charges now read that he did not seek approval prior to entering the said premise. The case should be back in court in 2 weeks' time. Members of the public have until April the 30th to send in nominations for the national awards that recognize individuals, organizations, groups, or families who have done remarkable and exceptional work for the country. The chairperson of the National Awards Committee, Robert Grandcourt, said that this year there will be 3 awards: the Medal of Honor of the Republic of Seychelles, Medal of Merit of the Republic of Seychelles, and Shield, Pride of Seychelles. The Chancellor of the Order of Seychelles, President Wavel Ramkalawan, will present the awards during the national celebrations in June. People can collect nomination forms from the district administration officers, members of the National Awards Committee, and they can also access the forms from the State House website. Since this morning, cleaning contractors who wish to be contracted by the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health to clean the school premises as well as that of various health facilities have been collecting registration forms at the Ministry of Education. For the health facilities such as hospitals, health centres and clinics, it's specifically ground cleaning. They have until this coming Friday, the 12th of April, to collect the registration form. This is at a fee of 150 rupees. They will have to fill in and submit it by the 26th of April. After that, there will be the tender and bidding process, and the new contracts are expected to take effect as of the 1st of October. The contract is for 3 years. The actual cleaning contract will expire at the end of September. Officials of the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health gave a press conference this morning to give details of the process and what is expected of the cleaning agencies wishing to bid for a contract.
It is important for us to stress, as a ministry, child protection remains one of the most fundamental strong points of the Ministry of Education. So when we tendering, looking for cleaning contractors and their team, they should take that into consideration. When they come into a school, we need to think in terms of the health and safety, the well-being, the holistic development of this child. So we need a good cleaning ground, which is very conducive for learning and teaching to take place. And we also looking at people who will not come and intimidate students, who will not be targeting the students in any way, like in the sense of abuse. So we're looking for people with a heart for students, with a heart for cleaning and general hygiene.
For this new tender, emphasis will be made on infection control. We will work closely with our contractors and our workers on site to give them training how to prevent infections. And we will make sure that all contractors and all workers that are on our site will wear their protective clothing, because we have observed in the past that most contractors on site are not wearing protective clothing. They are not using boots, they are not using their gloves, and this is causing certain issues, not for us, but also they can bring infections to their families too.
All Swallow Secondary School is the winner of the radiation competition organized by the Department of Employment. The competition, which was launched last year, had as theme Radiation Safety and Security in the Workplace. It was done to raise awareness on radiation amongst the students and encourage them to choose work related to radiation. They were awarded their prizes last week in a short prize-giving ceremony at L'Escale Resort. Another team from Anse-Boileau Secondary School won the second prize, while Perseverance Secondary School was awarded the third prize. The winning team project was entitled X-Ray House.
This is a cement wall that is thick, that prevents some radiation coming in. And then we have leaded roof, leaded door, and then the X-ray. And then when this is on, you cannot come in because there is a lot of exposure. And then we have the leaded coat that can prevent you from getting access to it, radiation. You need to wear all the measures.
And those are our main stories for this Monday evening. Bye for now.